Here's a story about children as well, and it's an apology now. The Razzies, you know what the Razzies are? They're the opposite of the Academy Awards, the Oscars. They give out in kind of a fun way, worst actor, worst picture, that kind of thing. By the way, you want to guess? In this story, they said the actor that has won the most Razzies. It is an actor, and I'll give you a hint. We talked about him, I believe, yesterday or the day before on this program.
Stallone.
Stallone. That's right.
Stallone.
He has four. He has 4 wins. And Kevin Costner.
Do you know the movies?
No.
Sorry. You and your follow-ups.
I know one I saw in the theater, the Oscar.
Oscar's terrible.
Horrible movie.
Yes.
Nice clothes, but
Yes.
awful movie.
And I think
What is that? Is he a gangster?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's from 1920s,
Funny.
maybe early
Okay.
1900s.
It's supposed to be
gangster.
funny.
What
Supposed
about
to be
Rhinestone?
I bet Rhinestone.
I bet
I
that
don't
was
know
had
that.
to be. If I don't know how long Razzies have been around. How long have they been around?
I don't know. I don't know how long they've been around. But Rhinestone,
Yes.
listen, this is a hill I'll die on. Underrated movie. That's Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone. I'm going to say 84, 83.
Did he sing in it?
Yes.
Yeah, she tries to teach him to sing country.
That's right. And he has to go and hide out. I think he's on the run. That's right.
Watch your pitch, watch your pitch.
I was going to say, how did you understand either one of them?
That's all over the place. R2D2.
They're like Muppets.
Yes, he was on the run. And
Was he undercover as a country singer?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
hiding out. He was undercover, and that's where they made him sing. And I remember a couple of songs, Drunkenstein and Honky Tonkin'. Let's not out without Honky Tonkin'. Oh my gosh! And she'd say,
Watch your pitch.
That was it. I'm sure he won one.
Well, what's his best role outside of Rocky?
Stallone's best role?
He's good in Copland.
He's very good at Copland.
I liked First Blood. I thought the very first
The Rambos?
Well, I love the first one, and I think as a kid I loved the second one, but the first one I think is really, really good. It's just called First Blood.
Not a lot of dialogue in there.
No, but I thought he was good in that. Yeah.
He's in a new show called Tulsa King. It's on Paramount Plus. I think it might be one of his best roles.
You're
All
not.
right.
It's very, to me, it's very believable. I don't see him as Stallone.
You're not the first to tell me that. A lot of people.
I think
like
it's
that
a
show.
really well done show. He plays a gangster in that, but it's the first time I don't see him as just that's Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Do you think he was? He's pretty good because I think he could have easily been typecast as Rocky because you always think about it. But then in Rambo, sort of changed himself. I mean, he then became a Vietnam vet.
Kind of the same dialogue, though.
Yeah.
It became more of just a wordless action figure.
Yeah. Especially by the second one. Now, I
Right.
thought the second one was incredible when I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
But now when I look back at the first one, that's a good movie. I felt like. Richard Crenna.
Little Dick Crenna in there.
Yeah. Pretty good stuff.
Nobody
I
knows
like
who
it.
that is.
Here's the point, though. Here's why the Razzies are apologizing because they have nominated a 12-year-old girl named Ryan Kiera Armstrong for Worst Actress for her performance in a movie called Firestarter at the Golden Raspberry Awards. Well, as soon as they did that, they got so much backlash from people saying, how dare you criticize
She's a child.
12-year-old girl. She was 11 when she did the performance when the movie came out last year. Now, I didn't see the movie. I haven't even really heard of it. I'm sure
I'm assuming it's an update of
Stephen King.
Firestarter.
Yeah. So as soon as they got a ton of backlash, they do their awards announcements the same day the Oscars do. So as soon as they did it, everybody said, how dare you? And they said, wake up call for us. Learning moment, teachable moment. They have removed her name from consideration.
Really?
Yes, they have. Yes. We listened. We heard you. And let me get it
Does
right.
that open up a slot for another bad actor?
Yes, they'll be putting another bad actor in there. And the head of the Razzies say, we never, ever intended to hurt anyone's career. These are just fun. We do things sometimes without thinking. We didn't even think, oh, this is a child. This is a child. It's the first time anybody under 21 has ever been nominated for a Razzie.
So is that the age limit now? They have to put an age limit on it, right?
18. You have to be 18 or over.
Before they can ridicule you.
Yes.
I can't remember who it was,
Yes.
but I think I thought at one point, maybe within the last 10 years, some actor showed up to claim his or her Razzie.
It was Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
She showed up because she also won the Oscar in the same year.
Same year.
She was the first person to ever do that.
Blindside?
Mm-hmm.
She's the first to ever do it in the same year. There have been other actors to win the Razzie, a Razzie, and an Academy Award. Jared Leto, Ben Affleck, Bullock, who did it the same year, Brad Pitt, and Halle Berry have all won Academy Awards and Razzies. And
Can anybody go to the Razzies?
I'm not sure.
We should go.
That would be so much
Walk
fun.
the red carpet?
As a show. I mean, if nobody goes.
Is the carpet
I
red?
don't even know if it's a show, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's raspberry.
Well,
I guess it is.
She showed up.
Yeah, she showed
up. Jody, you're talking about Rambo. Go ahead.
Yeah, y'all talking about the Rambo movies. I was just going to say, man, they got those titles all screwed up. I mean, they started off with First Blood, then the second one is Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Then you got Rambo 3. Now the fourth movie was just Rambo by itself.
It's always a
jumble.
huge complaint of
Hot
mine.
mess.
Keep you guessing.
I hate it. Because the character became such a big thing, they just abandoned the words First Blood, and that's the best movie. It's first, and people always just call it Rambo. You ever see Rambo? Yeah, I saw First Blood. I'm sorry.
It's under your skin.
I don't mean that's
Sorry, I'm
unnecessary.
mid.
Thank you, Jody.
Yeah, you are
Thank
mid.
you, Jody. I'm Mediterranean right now. But he's exactly right. It was First Blood, then it was Rambo First Blood Part 2, then it's Rambo 3, and then just back to Rambo. I just can't.
Got you going.
I can't stand for something like that.
Well, I feel sorry kind of for this girl. They hurt her feelings, but she's getting paid. I mean, she's an actress. She's a professional now.
Yeah.
This is true.
The head of the Razzie said, the recent criticism of our choice of 11-year-old Armstrong as a nominee for our awards is absolutely valid. We were so insensitive without meaning to be. We apologize to the young lady.
I don't think anyone's talked about the Razzie since Sandra Bullock showed up to get her trophy.
No, I'm sure not.
I mean, they do it every year, and you see it, and it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it just goes
There's
away.
so many movies out there now. I mean, with all the streaming services, there's
Right.
even more movies in there. Look at all the movie stars are now going to streaming services.
He says, we believe a public apology is owed to Ms. Armstrong, and we wish that any regret or hurt she experienced as a result of our choice could please just disappear. And no word from Ms. Armstrong or her representatives yet. She's not accepted the apology yet.
Do you think this will make people want to watch Firestarter? More, less, about the same?
Maybe a little. Might tick up just a tiny bit, just because I didn't know it was a thing. You know, but it was nominated. She was nominated, sort of.
It was that Drew Barrymore the first time around, wasn't it?
Yeah, she did a nice job with it.
I don't remember him very much. I know they shot some of it in North Carolina.
There's another apology today from Luke Bryan. He has been criticized for a crass introduction of Dustin Lynch. Dustin Lynch is another country singer, and they were at a show called Crash My Playa. Are you familiar with this show?
I believe it's Playa because it's in Playa del Mar.
How can it not be Playa when it's spelled Playa?
Well, because it's in Playa del Mar.
Vicky, do you know how long it took Kelly to understand what the word playa means? And now you're telling him.
Yeah.
He's got to speak
So
Spanish.
it's Crash My Playa.
How could it not be Crash My Playa? And how could you have not anticipated me making this mistake and headed this off
Look
before?
like a fool out here.
Because he wanted to watch it.
Crash my playa.
He wanted to watch it happen.
I sat there and looked at it. It says
Playa. I got it.
He
I've seen Boys in the Hood. I know. Playa.
got a.
He's a player.
I'm embarrassed. You have sat here. You just sat here and let me say, "Crash my playa." Oh, it's Playa. Okay, so it's where Playa del Mar.
Which I believe is in Mexico.
If you say
Playa
you're,
del Mar.
you're the expert, aren't you?
Playa del Carmen.
It might be California.
Maybe it's California.
So Luke Bryan is introducing Dustin Lynch. This is the introduction.
The longest standing representative of Crash My Playa. No one has drank more liquor. No one has vomited more. No one has taken more drugs. No one has taken more IVs. No one has passed more STD tests than this next gentleman, ladies and gentlemen. He has got a clean bill. He does not have diseases. Give it up for Dustin Lynch!
We should take note when we're doing the next. Are we seeing some comedy shows soon?
No one's had more STD.
I think we should introduce Dave that way.
Clean bill.
No one's vomited more.
No one's puked more. Did you listen to the clip, Kelly? Because he actually says playa.
I heard it.
says
I
playa.
heard it that second time. I didn't hear it the first time around. It was muffled. It was muffled.
Yeah, it is muffled.
He says that he was being sarcastic, and those two are friends. And
I'm sure that's accurate.
And come on, but man, TikTok went to town on him, and people got on there and said this is uncalled for. One person said, "Keep it up, you zero talent, Luke. You'll be playing empty stadiums soon. How dare you say this about Dustin Lynch?" Others have said, "I love Luke, but this sounded like an idiot making that introduction. Good grief, what have we sunk to?"
What do we know about the person he was introducing? Is he a name, a known?
Oh yeah, he's had quite a few hits.
Okay.
Does
he play in your house on Saturdays, Kelly?
He does, probably without my knowledge.
Without your knowledge,
he does. Has he, Biggie, vomited more than anybody?
I have no clue. I never heard
know.
about him being much of a partier.
That's a
so.
hard partying image there that he's trying to put up.
Final TikToker says, "Bring that up again, and I'll beat your mediocre ass myself, Luke."
Right.
Ooh, sit down, TikTok.
Yeah. I can't believe we have to go to TikTok now for reactions.
Refuse.
Let's get a TikTok reaction. Nobody has passed more STD tests than this next gentleman coming to the stage. It is Dustin Lynch. Well, Luke Bryan said, "I'm sorry." At first he said, I was playing around. Come on. Then after more and more grief he got, he said, "I apologize for it." That's the latest apology. Also, they are wanting, the family of rapper Nipsey Hussle wants an apology.
An actual player?
An actual player. That's going to be a regret of mine, Biggie, right there.
I know.
Playa and playa. And he did say it in the actual audio piece. No, the family of Nipsey Hussle. And I remember when Nipsey Hussle passed, my son was devastated. Rapper, died in 2019. And I remember Dave Aiken saying, "I know nothing about this man except I love his name."
I love it.
Nipsey Hussle.
Only because we are old enough to remember Nipsey Russell.
You want to do a Nipsey Russell impression?
Roses are red, violets are blue. Kelly doesn't know what playa means, has it too.
He's right.
The poet laureate.
That's Nipsey Hussle. Family Guy did this joke on their show a year and a half ago.
Oh, music festival, huh?
They're gonna have holograms of Tupac and also Nipsey Hussle, who I'd never heard of and then was told to care immensely about.
Okay, and now it's going around, and people are saying, you owe him an apology.
The hologram owes an apology?
That you owe him an apology. The joke does not make fun of him. It makes fun of the reaction to him. And so far, Family Guy creators have said, we're not going to apologize.
McFarlane doesn't seem like a guy who backs down.
No, he's not.
Like a Luke Bryan.
No, the Family Guy goes in on everybody and everything. And I just... why this is coming now? Again, this is a TikTok thing where
it's like somebody stumbles on it and puts it out there, and then
goes, "What is this?" And it's like that happened a while ago.
One more apology to note here: Chelsea Handler wants an apology from her doctor because her doctor put her on Ozempic without her knowing it, which is very odd, isn't it? You know, Ozempic. We've talked about this a few times. That's
it's the hottest drug in the world right now because it's the weight loss drug.
It's made for something else. I believe it was diabetes care. But people realize the side effect of it is you lose weight. You just take it and lose weight. So now doctors who are unscrupulous will give out a prescription for Ozempic, and you go and get it, and then you just lose weight without trying, and everybody loves
Friends think you've been working out.
Correct.
So she took it and didn't know what it was?
That's what she says. She said this on a podcast recently, her own. She said, I was given Ozempic, but without my knowledge.
My anti-aging doctor just hands it out to anybody, right? Oh. And obviously now I can't say her name, but I didn't even know I was on it. I injected myself with it. And I went to lunch with like a girlfriend a few days later, and she's like, "I'm not really eating anything. I'm so nauseous. I'm on Ozempic." I'm nauseous too. And then I'm like, "But I'm not on Ozempic." And she's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" I go, "I'm on semaglutide." And she goes, That's what it is.
Apparently it's the same thing, and it's in the...
What a great lunch.
What the hell did she think she was shooting in her arm?
Whatever that
semaglutide.
Semaglutide.
But for what? I mean, that's what it's...
Anti-aging.
Her anti-aging doctor, Dave. It's like Elvis and
she
his...
does deserve an apology. Then. If she was misled.
Yeah, well, it is Ozempic, and it does make you nauseous and make you lose weight. And how about the other person she went to lunch with who's like, I'm not
going to eat anything. I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous too.
We're on Ozempic.
Why are we having lunch?
Would you like to hear about today's specials? No, we're nauseous. Oh, God. Ozempic.
And ginger ale.
Everybody's on Ozempic. What did Chris Demm say recently that anybody?
I read Nikki Glazer said everyone in Hollywood is taking Ozempic.
Yeah.
Everyone.
If you're losing weight, you're on Ozempic.
Have you heard about buckle fat?
No, I've not heard about. Is that a festival? Is it a music festival?
Is that a wrestler? That's a wrestler, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Biggie, let's go to buckle fat next
Okay.
year. I could play that.
I'll look
show.
up tickets.
What's buckle fat?
It's in Kentucky. Or Mississippi, I can't remember.
Apparently, that's the hot new area to be targeted for weight loss, to make yourself look thinner / younger.
Buckle fat.
Buckle fat. I think it's along like your cheeks. My understanding is like from cheekbone down to your neck.
What's
So,
buckle
your
fat?
jowls, your cheeks.
That's where I lose weight.
Well, why do they call it that?
I thought you were going to say
It's a medical term. It's buccal, buckle fat. You know, like whatever it's Latin.
I thought it was going to be the belt buckle area.
That's what I
no.
thought.
It's not that buckle.
Well,
it's buccal.
Dave and I carry weight in our faces. We know all
I've
too
always had
well.
fat
I'm dragging
face.
him into this.
Too well.
It's a known
Look,
fact.
no one's had more STDs and buckle fat
Let's bring him out.
than this guy right here.